How sexual reproduction take place in flowering plant. Flower attracts most of us. It is the most attractive part of the plant, isn't it? But they just don't add beauty to the plants. However, they are also responsible for formation of new plant, as the flowers are the reproductive part of the plant. Before we see further, let's just quickly brush up what happens during sexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, it occurs with the help of two germ cells, female and male. The two main processes that occurs in sexual reproduction are gamete formation and fertilization. In gamete formation, gametes are formed by meiosis division. Yes, because during gamete formation, the chromosome numbers is reduced to half, hence haploid gametes are formed. In fertilization, a diploid zygote is formed by the union of haploid male and female gametes. The zygote divides by mitosis and embryo is formed. And the embryo develops into the new individual. Two parents, that is male parent and female parent, are involved in this type of reproduction. Hence, the new individual will always have the recombined gene from both of their parents. Hence, the new organism shows similarities with the parent for some character and have some character different from than those parents. That is diversity. Now, diversity in living organism occurs due to changing environment and thereby they maintain their existence. Due to this only the plants and animals can save themselves from being extinct. Now let us begin the actual sexual reproduction in plant. The flower consists of 4 floral holes as calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium, which are arranged in a sequence from outside to inside. Androecium and gynoecium are called essential holes because they perform the function of reproduction, whereas the calyx and the corolla are called as accessory hole because they are responsible for the protection of the inner holes. Members of calyx are called sepals and they are mostly green in color. Members of corolla are called petals and they are of different beautiful colors. A flower is called bisexual if both, that is androecium and gynoecium, which is essential hole, are present in the same flower. Okay, so the examples are rose and hibiscus. You can observe their picture. In this you can see the androecium and gynoecium is present in the same flower. But a flower is called unisexual if androecium and gynoecium holes are present on different flower of that plant like watermelon and papaya. You could find the difference in the structure of the flower if you look closely here. Such plants have unisexual flowers. Many flowers have the stalk for the support and they are called pedicel. Such flowers are called pedicellate, whereas flower which lacks the pedicel are called as sessile. Androecium is the main hole and its members are called stamen, which consist of filament and anther. Anther is the part in which the pollens are produced and the male gamete is present inside the pollen. Gynoecium is the female hole and its members are called carpel and it consists of stigma, style and ovary. Ovary is present at the basal end of the carpel, and an ovary contains one or many ovules. A structure embryo sac is formed in each ovule by meiosis division. Each embryo sac consists of haploid egg cell and two haploid polar nuclei. There are some other nuclei too, like synergids and antipodes, but you have to focus on these two nuclei, that is egg cell and two polar nuclei. You will soon come to know why. Pollen grains from the anther are transferred to the stigma. So pollen grain from the anther, that is, it is the coming from the androecium to the gynoecium part, that is, from the anther the pollens are transferred to the gynoecium part of the flower. At which part? That is stigma. So this transferring from male part to female part is known as pollination, and it could be done by biotic or abiotic agents. Biotic, that is insect and other animals, and abiotic, it could be wind, water, etc. Now, stigma becomes sticky during pollination. So pollen grains germinate when they fall on such sticky stigma. What is germination of pollen? It is nothing but the pollen tube or a tube-like structure is formed, and that goes along the style and ends open in the embryo sac of the female ovary. Okay, this tube carries two male gametes. Now its tip bursts and two male gametes are released into embryo sac. One male gamete unites with the egg nuclei to form zygote. This is known as fertilization. Whereas the second male nuclei unite with the other two polar nuclei, and hence endosperms is formed. So two products are formed, zygote and endosperm. Now, as the fusion of one male nuclei with the egg nuclei and the second male nuclei with the polar nuclei is happening, so that is why this type of fertilization is also known as double fertilization, because fertilization is happening twice here. Now, after the fertilization, the zygote and the endosperm are formed. The zygote develops at the cost of food stored in the endosperm. The ovule inside the ovary develops into the seed, and the outermost ovary develops into the fruit. So seed will be present inside the fruit. Now when the fruit falls down, it breaks open and the seed falls on the ground. And when seed in favorable condition, it germinates to give rise to a new plant. So this is how the new plant can be reproduced. Types of pollination. Now, pollination involve one flower or two flower from the same plant. Okay, so such pollination will be self-pollination. That is the transferring of pollen from the androecium to the stigma of gynoecium, if it happens in the either in the same flower or the different flower but of the same plant, then such pollination is called self-pollination. Whereas if it involve between two flower born on the separate plant but of the same species, it is called as cross pollination. So this was it about the sexual reproduction in flowering plant. Thanks for watching. Be updated and be curious.